Hey there, my name is Deltah and I'd like to welcome you back to another Division Heartland video. The Division Heartland is described to be the Tom Clancy's escape from Tarkov. Today, I'm going to be breaking down all the potential similarities and differences between the two games. If that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for more Division Heartland content. It takes just a second for you, but to me it means a lot. Thank you. Alrighty, so let's get right into it. I've never tested Heartland, so I'm not under any NDA. But based on the leaks and the articles that have come out comparing Heartland to Tarkov, I think it's very possible that this video might hit on a lot of game elements that the Division Heartland has in common with Tarkov. So if you're primarily a console gamer, you might not know this, but many people in the PC community knows Escape from Tarkov as this gritty, unforgiving, realistic military shooter that you only play if you truly want to challenge yourself. Or if you looked at Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege and said, I wish this was a survival game. Well, Escape from Tarkov is pretty fun, and I'm using it as the background footage for this video. You'll start to notice that there are some pretty distinct similarities between the Division Heartland, what we know about it of course, and Escape from Tarkov. So number 1. Tarkov is a session-based looter shooter that has heavy elements of survival and extraction with loot stolen from other players. Each individual session is called a raid, and the objective of the raid is different depending on what you decide to do in each particular raid. From what we know, Heartland will be similar, with the player going in session-based bites of time similar to the Division 1's survival mode. Just for reference, Escape from Tarkov raids last for about 25 minutes to an hour, while the Division survival mode lasts from anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, assuming you don't die instantaneously. Number 2. Escape from Tarkov has certain elements that borrow more from survival-based titles like DayZ or other survival shooters with the backpack mechanic, something I believe the Division Heartland will borrow as well. In Tarkov, you can only bring a few specific items to aid in your run to the extraction zone and complete all the game's challenges. Speaking of challenges, something the Division Heartland can do to cater to PvE players is have a mode where the objective is to complete challenges as fast as possible. In my opinion, just like Tarkov, the best way to incentivize players who don't like or play PvP on a regular basis is to offer challenges that do not require PvP. That's a game design element that Tarkov does very, very well. You do not have to engage in PvP if you don't want to, and what's more is you do not have to use your own character at all times. You can play what's known as a Scav with a pre-made loadout, and you can get your survival fix without the risk of losing your stuff on your main character. It's a pretty cool system if you ask me. In addition to those benefits I already mentioned, playing as a Scav will let you learn the map and familiarize yourself with the game at your own pace. If the Division Heartland is truly borrowing a lot of its elements from Escape from Tarkov, I would hope that that is a system that they would try to replicate in some capacity. Silver Creek is the main open world map that Storm, that's what the Division Heartland's rumored game mode is called, takes place on, and players need to extract themselves from the map. Areas of the map can get contaminated, and players have to craft gas masks to survive them. Loot is arranged in the usual Division/Battle Royale way of 5 colored tiers, and players can spend loot on upgrades, virus clearing, drops, and more. So this sounds a lot like the Division survival game mode, and it also sounds a lot like Tarkov. Tarkov has a relatively large following, and if Heartland can borrow elements from that game, I think we will have a successful Division game on our hands. Other game design similarities between Escape from Tarkov and the Division Heartland include that Tarkov also has loot on the ground and loot that you can steal from other players, different loot rarity tiers, and a game economy similar to that of the Division. Let's talk about stealth. One of the most important game elements in Escape from Tarkov is the element of surprise. There's no chicken dancing in Escape from Tarkov, otherwise you'll lose your raid and your stuff pretty quickly. If you don't get your shots off or see the enemy first, you're essentially dead. In the Division Heartland, if it's anything like the survival mode from Division 1, then stealth will be a major part of the game design. It's still unclear whether or not there will be assassinations or stealth kills, but we can only hope. However, Escape from Tarkov takes the stealth aspect of the game and cranks it up to 11. The practice of listening to your enemy's footsteps is worse and more prevalent in that game than it is in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And as a result, Tarkov is definitely for a less casual audience. If you're not sweating your butt off in that game, you're not doing it right. That's obviously a joke, but it's kinda true. Let's talk about the hideout. Escape from Tarkov has a hideout mode where you can level up as you play and gain gameplay bonuses when you're not in an active raid. From leaked screenshots and rumors, we know that the Division Heartland will have a base of operations similar to the previous Division games. That was an easy one. The Escape from Tarkov hideout is more similar to that of the settlements in the Division 2, however. Or if you really want to stretch it, it's kind of similar to the Dark Zone perks in Division 2 as you level up. Completing more challenges and raids within the Escape from Tarkov game will translate to you having a better and more equipped hideout. Kind of similar to that of the progression modes in the Division 2 and the Division 1 space of operations. Let's talk about extractions. Both the Division Heartland and Tarkov have extraction elements within their games. The survival mode in Division 1 has this too. As of right now, it's unclear whether or not there is a virus or infection like there was in the Division 1 in the Division Heartland, or just a timer counting down more similar to Escape from Tarkov. But we do know that the two games share this aspect of pushing players towards the extraction as the game progresses. So that's about all I had for the potential similarities between the two games, the Division Heartland and Escape from Tarkov. Now let's get into a few potential and very notable differences. So the first one, and it should be relatively obvious, is that Escape from Tarkov is a first-person shooter. The Division Heartland is definitely going to be third-person, given the fact that every other Division game is third-person, and we know the Division Heartland is going through a redesign, but I seriously doubt that first-person functionality is on the table there. However, never say never. Ghost Recon Frontline. This one might seem like it comes out of left field, but there's no minimap. Escape from Tarkov has no minimap, and in fact, Tarkov does not even have quest markers or a heads-up display, or even show you your reticle. In fact, there's no armor bar, and you don't even know which players are your teammates. This seems pretty realistic, but it is 180 degrees different than any Ubisoft game or what they'd be comfortable putting out. But based on the previous Division games, there's always been a minimap, heads-up display, and all the good stuff that you could ever want. Ubisoft game design is definitely more focused towards accessibility and player comfort. Let's talk about gameplay punishments. Punishments for being hurt and dying in Tarkov are severe. In Tarkov, you lose the ability to use a limb if you're hurt in-game. If you take fall damage, your legs are broken and they will not work properly. If you get shot in the arm, your arms will not work properly, and so on. The Division Heartland has no such reported game design aspects like that, so there's a potentially very large difference right there. If you die in Escape from Tarkov, you lose almost all of the items you collect in raids unless they are insured, and not only that, you will lose what you brought into the raid. In the Division Heartland, there's no such reported feature like that, except if you die without extracting your items, just like the Dark Zone and the survival mode, you will lose them. So here's a huge difference between Escape from Tarkov and the Division Heartland. And the difference is, the Division Heartland is free to play. Even though Escape from Tarkov is massively popular, it'll still run you about $50 USD, even though it's still only in beta. The Division Heartland is a free-to-play title set in the Division universe, and I can't wait for it to come out, guys. So that's about all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a comment down below telling me what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it always helps me out. Make sure you follow for more Division coverage. I do have a podcast that'll be linked down below, and I have a Discord server too. So if you guys want to hop in there, connect with me a little bit, I'd appreciate it. I want to hear from you guys. At any rate, my name has been Deltah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Deltah out. Peace.